Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Harun Doğacan Kutlu. Welcome on our presentation of our project, High School Student Record System. Let me introduce you who we are. We are students. We are hardworking students. We are determined and hardworking students that will achieve their goal no matter what happens until the finish line. We lock our eyes on that finish line and never even blink until we reach it. In order to achieve our goals, we focused on creating the most essential parts of a such system and fixed disadvantages by reviewing similar systems. What we have created is 35% faster and 40% more efficient to use by the next industry-leading school record system. We believe that we managed to deliver our promises. Our system is simple, is faster, and is better. Our users are comprised of 90% students, 10% teachers. And this tool is created for teachers and students. System allows teachers to manage students and their grades and allows students to access their exam info and course info. What we have discovered is teachers and students only need the most essential parts of a system and they do not like complex systems. So we just delivered the needs of our customers. A project of a such big scale requires professional team building and very strategic planning. According to a research done by an organization of independent Swedish scientists, the first steps of a startup is to get a funding of 1 million Turkish lira and 2 million Turkish lira is the development cost for a standard and boring student record system. Our aim is to cut this price in half while building a better system. We have a 2-year development schedule planned as it's shown. We first started the development on February 2021 and here is our first demo app just before June. First demo app will be used until the beta tests and user feedback on October. January 2022 will be the version 1 release date. By July, we will be releasing the mobile app and by November, we aim to release version 2, along with the user interface design overhaul. Now let's get technical and tell you about some of the hurdles we had to go through. Main problems of student record systems are they are outdated and they have complicated user interfaces. Teachers and students have hard time finding what they are looking for. They are unpleasant to look at and they are unintuitive to use.
Hi, I am Nuray. Harun talked about many of the main problems the student record system has. Now I'm gonna talk about the fact-finding techniques we use in detail for the solve main problems. It is critical to capture the necessary facts to build the required database application. These facts are captured using fact-finding techniques. The formal process of using techniques such as interviews and questionnaires to collect facts about systems, requirements and preferences. Fact-finding used throughout the database application lifecycle, circled to the early stages, including database planning, system definition, and requirements collection and analysis stages. Enables developer to learn about the terminology, problems, opportunities, constraints, requirements, and priorities of the organization and the users of the system. We normally use several fact-finding techniques during a single database project including examining documentation, interviewing, observing the organization in operation, research, and questionnaires. First fact-finding technique we use is examining documentation. Purpose of documentation are describe problem and need for database, describe the part of the enterprise affected by problem, and describe current system. While developing the student record system project, we use various documents, slides, and resources while writing the SQL codes and creating user interface. Second fact-finding technique we use is interviewing. Most commonly used fact-finding technique is interviewing. Enables collection of information from individuals face-to-face. Objectives include finding out facts, verifying facts, clarifying facts, getting the end user involved, identifying requirements, and gathering ideas and opinions. While developing the student record system project, as project developers, we made various interviews with various high school students and high school teachers and determined what third data items should be. We took into account their thoughts, needs, and suggestions. Third fact-finding technique we use is research. Actually, this is the technique we use the most. Useful to research the application and problem. Use computer trade journals, references books, and the internet, including user groups and bulletin boards. Provide information on how others have solved similar problems, plus whether or not software packages exist to solve or even partially solve the problem. As it can be understood from this information, we use the research technique in almost every step while developing the project. While solving the problems we encountered, correcting the missing parts in the first stage of the project, writing SQL codes, creating the ER diagram, creating the interface, etc. Those were the fact-finding techniques we used to solve the main problems. Now, Durmuş gonna explain to ER diagram.
At this stage of development, things were not perfect. There were a lot of problems, relationships, cardinalities, structures, but we managed to figure things out. By adding a couple of more classes, cardinality constraint, structure is both simpler and clearer. As we can see, in our first structure there was class table, but we decided to remove it because we will design a system that has not barrier between student and courses. As we can see, there is a class table. Exam table is important. There is, at this table, answer the following questions. Which course is exam? And when is exam of this course? Each exam has unique ID, and student has grade according to grade exam. That means exam ID in the exam table. In the grades table, that related exam table. Because to have a grade of a course, students must have entered exam about this course. So if there is no exam, there is no grade. In addition, we added two new tables, student and course and teacher and course tables. These tables work like a bridge between student course and teacher course tables. We decided to our main tables are course, student and teacher, of course, and these tables are acting like a bridge. Those systems work more stable, users can access information easily, and most important, we don't work on main tables. Thus, prevention of change or update data in main tables. According to change, this is our final IR diagram.
Hello everyone, my name is Esra Tontu, and now I am going to give you information about our project's feedbacks. When we handed over the first part of our project, we were expecting feedback because we were confident that we would do everything we could to make our project perfect. And one of the indispensable steps for a good project is the feedback section. Because we are doing this project for students and teachers, so there may be a lot of things that users can see and that we cannot realize at that moment. So this kind of information is like a goal for us. We believe that we evaluate the information we receive from here well and take our project to a higher level. I hope it will be useful for you as well. Let's start then. As you can see, the first comment was to list all course information including semester and grade for a student. We realized that doing this would provide a great convenience to the user because he may want to see all his notes at the same time, just like we did in our OBS system. Second comment was a view to show student information and the total number of hours they are taking this semester. Again, improvements that will provide convenience for a collective view. And the third comment was a way to change the grade for a student on an exam. There may be changes in the student's exam. Everyone can make mistakes. A teacher may have entered the wrong grade. So it made sense for us to have changed the grade method. Fourth comment was a way to add new teacher to the system. We have all witnessed more than one change of teachers in every school, so we had to take precautions. Fifth and the last comment was a way to remove an exam. Exams may be cancelled or entered incorrectly, so we had to fix that too. We have been taking these measures according to feedbacks we have received, and we believe that we have developed our project. Thank you for helping and listening along the way, and I leave the other part to my friends.
When we design interface, we prioritize the students and create very easy to use interface. It is quite simple. We avoid to use unnecessary buttons and forms, but it is still useful and safe. Colors that we choose are formal for high school and easy to notice for users. The processes like logging, checking notes, updating notes, etc. are pretty easy. In this login page, there are two types of users. These are students and teachers. Students login page is in the main page because of the number of students. They can log in with their student number and password. Since this page will use it more than teacher login page, it should be in view. Teachers are qualified users, so to get teacher login page, should click the teacher login button. Teachers can log in with their teacher ID number and passwords. In the main page, fundamental informations are in view on top of the page. Students can access frequently used informations in main page. For details, site navbar can help them, and also it pops up so it presents practical uses.
Hello everyone, I am Ozan. I will explain the customer request part. Let's start with our customer first request. Our client wants to list all the course information the student has received, including semester and grade information. How this process is seen in the customer interface is as shown on the right. To explain how this process is done in the background. To display the relevant data according to the student ID in the student's tables is associated with the course ID in the course table, and communication with the course tables established accordingly. With the same logic, the course table is linked to the grades table. If student ID equals to 1 used after the where part, it's automatically pulled from the interface. For example, whichever student is logged into the interface, the student ID of that student is assigned to a variable in the backend. After the where and student ID equals to variable, the student's related course and grade information is displayed on the screen. In the screening piece, the components we used and want to view after select are assigned to the relevance part in the interface. Our second customer request is to list the total of the student information and the weekly hours of all the courses taken in the semester in which the relevant student is present. Similar to the previous request, the relations between the student and the course table are established on the backend side. In this way, the information of all the courses taken by the relevant student is accessed. However, at the request of the customer, it is decided to list the total of the weekly hours of those courses on the screen rather than all course information. For this reason, the sum operation is used in backend. The part after where is likewise assigned to the student ID of the relevant student to a variable in the backend, and where is used according to the value in that variable. Our third customer request is to change any student's grade from an exam. Only the teacher can access this section. The grade of the selected course is assigned to the grade part that appears after the set part
Actually, there is a variable in the backend instead of this part. And this variable is synchronous with the part that says enter note after pressing the edit notes button for the value entered in this box and the selected exam, the update query is run. If the fourth client is what we want, our clients want to add a teacher to the system. Here, insert into is used in the backend, and information such as name, mail, gender after the values part are associated with the parts filled in the interface in the backend. The entries entered in the interface match this information in the backend, and a new teacher is added to the system. In the gender section, default genders such as male, female are listed in the backend. In this way, the customer is prevented from entering different values into the database than they should be. Last, our customer request is to delete any exam from the system. To do this, active courses and exam dates are listed in the interface on the right with the select query in the backend. In this way, the exams that the user wants to delete are displayed clearly. The exam chosen by the teacher is assigned to a variable in the backend and synchronized with the exam ID value. After clicking the delete exam button, the delete query works and the relevant exam is deleted from the system. Here the project development team. Thanks for listening.